Today we are going to be dealing with the Restoration era of British history. So the Restoration period can be categorized as from 1660 to 1700. But even after that, we can see the influences of Restoration in the Neoclassical, in the Enlightenment, and the pre-Romantic and Romantic movements in British literature. Now, as the title suggests, Restoration. So what exactly was restored? Something has to be lost to be restored. So what was it that was restored? Restoration of monarchy in England in 1660. It marked the return of King Charles II following the period of Oliver Cromwell's Commonwealth. Oliver Cromwell's Commonwealth, or otherwise known as Puritan Interregnum, was a short stint of republicanism in British history. Now, we can see that it was like it never happened in Britain. However, such a short stint of republicanism really did exist, and that is known as the Commonwealth. The portrait that we see over here, the picture that we see over here is that of King Charles II, and it was the Parliament who called upon King Charles II and gave him his kingship. Now, the restoration of Charles II, it was a turbulent period before that. When Charles I became king, it was one of the most turbulent period of English history. Because of the fight between Parliament and monarchy, a civil war broke out. During that age, it was a fight between different factions of the religion, the Anglican Protestants and the Puritans. And so, during that era, it was the Puritans who had the upper hand. And there was a civil war. And in 1649, we can see the execution of Charles I, which led England to a short stint in a Republican experience. And this was led by Oliver Cromwell, who took office as Lord Protector in 1653. Now, when he died in 1658, the protectorate started to crumble. That the title went to his son. However, he was not an army man, so he resigned. And then it was a confusion. Everybody had a fear in them as to if a civil war will return, what will happen. So, Parliament in 1660 restored Charles II to the throne. The restoration of Charles II brought a revolution in English literature and culture. Now, the Puritan regime. So, you see, the Puritans were a set of people who were too severe. They believed that everything was a sin and you could do nothing. There was no literature, there was no music, there was no theatre. Theatres were closed. Everything. They suppressed people. It was just people were asked to be in a box. They were caged, and so. When people got this freedom, they just exercised this freedom to the maximum, and we can see adultery and others were fashionable. The king had many infidelities and many mistresses, and so the court also it was a very low time in British history. So Charles II was a powerless king who was remembered for the easy morality of his court, and this is seen in the literary and artistic productions of the time. Thank you.